Well, hello and welcome back to our last video for Keyboarding Online lessons 1 through 10. I am so proud of you. You've made it this far. In lesson 10, we're learning X, Y, and Z. Perfect way to end our lessons. So when we take a look, again, just like all other lessons, we begin with a 15-second timing for warm-up on lines 1, 2, and 3. When we come to line 4, there's our keyboard, and we know that we're learning a new key. Learn the X key reach with the S finger. So here's X, it's in red, S and only S will control it. So we begin to practice S, S, S space, X, X, X space, S, S, S space, X, X, X space, S, X, S, S, X, S space, S, S, X space, S, S, X, and that's as far as I go for 24 words a minute. Do you know that you can, in Keyboarding Online, go back at any time to practice any previous lessons? My students are set up on a profile that does not allow them to go to the next lesson until they successfully complete all previous lessons. So that's important to know. And also, your teachers, if you're using Keyboarding Online, you have a lot of control over keyboard mastery and allowing students to have so many errors, maybe fewer or more errors, or typing a minimum of 6 words a minute is usually where we start for beginners, which I highly recommend. I think it's a good place to start. But you can always go back, and I do recommend this. If I go back and practice my home row keys, I remember students telling me how difficult those keys were. But if you're in lesson 10 today and you go back to lesson 1 and try to practice any one of those reaches, you're going to find that they're really super easy. So it's always best to go back every once in a while just to see you are making progress, you are getting faster. If you type, for example, if you type 20 words a minute on this line, if I want to try it again to see if I can increase my score, I would just retype it, and I guarantee that that score, my speed, will go up. So back to lesson 10, our focus for today. We're on line 4, lesson 5, or line 5, line 6, practicing our X key. And then we go on to line 7 to learn the Y key. J and only J will type Y. Notice it lights up in yellow, and we're shown here that Y is going to be controlled by J. We can tell that by the practice line. J, 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 space, Y, 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 space. If you're hitting the wrong key, you may not be reaching far enough. That happens a lot. A lot of people try to hit U by accident. You just have to reach a little bit farther. And I did it correctly. I did it slowly. I was talking while I was typing. Still got 24 words a minute. On to the next line, line 8, more practice for the Y key. Some reminders, keep your, when your J finger reaches the Y, keep some fingers on the home row so you don't lose your place. Maybe just move the J key finger up to the Y key. Try to keep at least L and SIM in place. In line 10, we're learning our last alphabet key, the Z key. It's showing us to practice with A, so guess what? A is going to strike the Z key. So let's try that reach. A space, Z, Z, Z space. Always thinking the key as you strike it. Helps you to memorize. A, Z, A space, A, Z, A space, Z, A, Z space, Z, and so on. All right, continue on. More practice with the Z key. Now you know all the letters of the alphabet, and I congratulate you. It is great to know these keys by touch and not hunting and pecking, and we'll continue to practice all these keys as we go through the lines, 30-second timings, 1-minute timings, and so on. So if you are moving along on your own at this point, usually I let my students move along on their own. You can do lesson 11, which will give you the 2 hyphens together equal a dash, the apostrophe key, and the quotation keys. That's a great lesson to learn as well. And then A-B mastery, you're going to be practicing lots of A's and B's in this lesson. In the CD mastery, lots of C's and D's, and so on. E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, and so on.